In fact, this is costing me everything, and if this is over, I at least deserve to know why.
Oh, for Christ's sake, Alex, for once, I wish you could see me for who I am and not who you want me to be.
So, if you were wondering whether Red, White, and Royal Blue was actually getting a proper follow-up, there is finally some great news, because Red, White, and Royal Wedding has officially wrapped production. That means the cameras have stopped rolling, filming is complete, and the movie is now moving into post-production. It may still be a little while before we get an official release date, but this is the biggest milestone fans could have asked for because it proves the sequel is moving forward without any delays. The second movie was first announced back in May, and since then there have been a bunch of updates from the cast and from the author Casey McQuiston. Bit by bit, the picture has become much clearer. Now we know the official title, we know who is returning, we know several new cast members joining the story, and we even have a much better idea of what the sequel is actually about. So things are looking pretty exciting because this is no longer just another project in development. It is a finished production that is now getting ready for its next stage. One of the biggest questions people had was when the sequel would actually release. Right now, Amazon, MGM Studios, and Prime Video haven't announced an official premiere date, but that is not really a bad sign because the movie has only just finished filming. There is still editing, visual work, music, and everything else that happens after production before it is ready for audiences. The first movie arrived in July 2023, so fans are hoping the wait for the sequel won't be too long. Although there isn't a release date yet, wrapping production is a massive step forward. Plenty of movies spend years sitting in development, but this one has continued making progress. That alone should give fans confidence because the project isn't stuck. It is actively moving toward the finish line. Another interesting part of the sequel is the story itself. The first film closely adapted Casey McQuiston's best-selling novel, so there was already a roadmap for the filmmakers to follow. But this time, things are completely different because there isn't a full sequel novel serving as the source material. That gave the creative team much more freedom to tell a fresh story while still staying true to the characters people already love. When the title Red, White, and Royal Wedding was revealed, a bunch of fans immediately assumed Alex Claremont Diaz and Prince Henry would finally be getting married. Honestly, it sounded like the obvious direction because those two are the heart of the franchise. After everything they went through in the first movie, seeing their relationship reach that point felt like the natural next step. There was even more reason to believe that because Casey McQuiston previously released a bonus chapter in the collector's edition of the original novel. That chapter revisited Alex and Henry later in their lives while they were engaged and preparing for their own wedding. So naturally, fans connected the dots and expected the sequel movie to adapt that storyline. But the production updates revealed something different. Taylor Zakhar Perez explained that the main wedding at the center of the sequel actually belongs to Princess Beatrice instead of Alex and Henry. That changes expectations quite a bit, although it also opens up plenty of new storytelling opportunities. Instead of focusing only on one couple, the sequel can explore family relationships, royal responsibilities, and how Alex and Henry continue growing together while supporting the people closest to them. Princess Beatrice, Henry's younger sister, returns with Ellie Bamber once again playing the role. Her wedding becomes the major event around which the story unfolds, and that gives the filmmakers a fresh backdrop without taking attention away from Alex and Henry completely. Their relationship is still expected to play a huge role because they remain the emotional center of the franchise. The returning cast is another reason the sequel feels so promising. Taylor Zakhar Perez is back as Alex, while Nicholas Galitzine returns as Prince Henry. Their chemistry was easily one of the strongest parts of the original movie, so bringing them back was absolutely essential. Thankfully, fans won't have to worry because both stars are returning to continue the story. Ellie Bamber also reprises her role as Princess Beatrice, which makes perfect sense considering her wedding drives the plot. But she isn't the only familiar face coming back. A bunch of the original cast members are returning as well, helping the sequel keep that same feeling audiences connected with the first time around. Uma Thurman returns as President Ellen Claremont, Alex's mother. She brought a fun balance of authority and warmth in the first movie, so seeing her back should make longtime fans happy. Clifton Collins Jr. is also returning as Oscar Diaz, Alex's father and the first gentleman of the United States. Sarah Shahi is back as Zara Bankston, whose sharp personality became one of the highlights of the first film. Anish Sheth returns as Amy Gupta, Rachel Hilson comes back as Alex's best friend Nora Halloran, and Thomas Flynn once again plays Prince Philip, Henry's older brother. The supporting cast doesn't stop there either, because Stephen Fry and Malcolm Atobra are both returning as well. That level of continuity is always encouraging because it shows the filmmakers wanted to preserve the chemistry that made the original work instead of rebuilding everything from scratch. But every sequel also needs something fresh, and this one definitely delivers that. Alex Hugh Anderson and Henry Ashton were the first brand new cast members announced for the movie. Their roles immediately sparked curiosity because new characters usually mean new relationships, new conflicts, and new surprises for the returning cast. Then, even more casting news arrived. Lena Headey officially joined the sequel as Princess Catherine, adding another respected performer to an already impressive lineup. Chloe Fineman has also been cast, although her character remains a mystery for now. Keeping her role secret probably means the filmmakers have a few surprises they don't want to reveal too early, and that only builds even more anticipation. Behind the camera, there is another reason to stay optimistic. Jamie Babbitt is directing the sequel, while the screenplay is being written by Gemma Burgess, Matthew Lopez, and Casey McQuiston. That creative combination feels like a strong choice because Matthew Lopez directed the original film and already understands these characters, while McQuiston's direct involvement helps ensure the sequel stays true to the heart of the original story. Having the original author working on the screenplay is honestly a huge advantage. Sometimes sequels without source material can feel disconnected from what came before, but Casey McQuiston helping shape the script should keep the characters feeling authentic. That kind of creative continuity matters because fans aren't just returning for the romance. They are coming back for the personalities, the emotional moments, and the relationships that made them fall in love with the first movie. Even though there still isn't a sequel novel, that shouldn't worry anyone. This isn't the case where the filmmakers are simply guessing where the story should go. The person who created these characters is actively writing the movie alongside the rest of the creative team. That gives the sequel a much stronger foundation than people might expect. Looking at everything together, this project feels like it has been handled the right way. The production has wrapped successfully, the original stars are returning, plenty of supporting characters are back, several exciting newcomers have joined the cast, and the original author remains heavily involved behind the scenes. Those are all positive signs because successful sequels usually build on what already worked instead of trying to reinvent everything. So while fans will need a little more patience before Amazon announces the official release date, there is plenty of reason to stay excited. Red, White, and Royal Wedding isn't just another sequel happening because the first movie was popular. It looks like a project that genuinely wants to expand these characters and continue their journey in a meaningful way. And that wraps up today's video. If you want to stay in the loop with all the latest movie and series news, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a big thumbs up, because I'll be bringing you more updates on upcoming movies before they even drop, so keep an eye out for that along with the latest on your other favorite shows and movies. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.